Hello everyone, welcome back on my channel. Guys, I'm Ramkesh Singh, Unity game developer, YouTuber and blogger. Guys, finally today is the day when I am doing the tutorial on addressable on Unity 6. So basically we have done lots of tutorial on the addressable. Now it's time to do the tutorial on the Unity 6. So I have done the tutorials. So if you want to know from basic to advanced level, so you can watch and follow the whole playlist and you will get much more idea about it. In this tutorial, I will share the basic stuff so that if you are visiting first time, so you know the basic what is the addressable, why we use it. And in this series I only share with that how you can load your scene as a addressable. And in today video what I will share, that if there is a one scene and there are some 3D objects or it may be the 2D object you want to load from the addressable, so in this video I will tell you that how you can perform this thing. So if you're new on the channel, make sure to subscribe the channel. And when I did the tutorial on 2022, so I provide the sample project that is only on $18, and believe me it takes lots of time to do the research and then perform. So it is on the 2022 and it is only for scene as a addressable. But in today's tutorial I will created the project in Unity 6, you can see, and I'm taking the asset from the asset store. This is the Unity asset, and then I have performed the loading the scene, as well as in next scene you will see that how I am loading the 3D objects from the addressable. So you will learn lots of things, and here I will provide the Unity 6 addressable scene plus there will be a really plus 3D objects loading. So you will get the sample project here, and it is a very minimal charge, so it is $18, so it will be around $25, so that it I take the money like whatever I spend the time to learn and create that same. So let me show you the basic thing so that you know what is the addressable. So I'm opening the paint. I will create some stuff like, let's suppose our cloud means internet or some remote server. So what you can call, and here you can see, or your window app or iOS. So it might be many platform, and every platform will have some connection to the server, just basic connection, so don't worry about it. And here it will be like some asset, so let me give the name like it is the Android, iOS, window. These are the different platforms, so you have to always remember there will be some asset. Here will be some asset, here will be some asset, maybe the same asset. But what happens like if you are using every asset in your build, so it will create the size of your APK, so that will be not very good practice, and performance wise it will be not very good. So sometimes you want to update anything on the some particular festival, so at that time you need a addressable. Like in addressable, like let's suppose 1 2 3 4, so let's suppose there are various numbers of assets. So what you have to do, you have to create the addressable of them, and then you have to deploy on the server. And make sure always whenever you will deploy on the server, so if you are performing the Android, so it will be the name here Android. It if you are performing iOS, so it will be name like iOS. If you are performing from Windows, it will be name of window. Like every platform will have different build name on the server. Basically this is the server. So in today I will share the window. The process is same, everything is same. Just whenever you will create the addressable build, so there will be two build. One will be for your application, like your whole application, and one will be for your asset, that will be for addressable. Okay. And remember, if you want to create the addressable, so you can do two things as a addressable. So let's suppose I am talking about addressables. You can prefer to make scene as a addressable, or you can think like 3D asset, it might be your prefab is a addressable. So in last my series I shared that how you can do the scene as a addressable. In today part I am sharing that 3D asset as a addressable as well as scene as a addressable. So we are going to cover two things, and it is your own decision your logical decision that which one you are going to follow. In some cases you should follow both. In some cases, if you are following scene as addressable, so that's work. So if your scene is very smaller, like there is not big area, so you can use scene as a addressable. And then if there is scene is very long, like very big, there are lots of space, so you can use both. You can use scene as a addressable, so every asset will come. But sometimes if your size, your addressable view size is getting very high, so at that time some asset you will have to download at a remote time, like whenever player will instantiate it, after some time you have to start the downloading of 3D asset. And why it will be important? Because the scene loading time will be decreased. Because if you are creating the scene as addressable and you are keeping everything in the scene, so its size will be around 700 MB, 1000 MB, and that will be very difficult to download, and it will be very difficult to load. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to do the scene as addressable, but there will be lots of 3D objects that you have to create as a 3D asset addressable. So you have to load that thing. So this thing, hope you understand. And as I told you that I have taken the Unity 6, and then I have downloaded few assets from Unity asset store, and the one is adventure, and here is demo. So in demo, this is my first scene. So there should be one scene that will be locally, and other scene will be come from remotely. So whenever you are going in the scene list, you will see that first scene is here, and whenever I am going to load another scene, so that will be not here, that will load from addressable. So this thing you have to always remember, don't keep that scene here, otherwise your size will be same. So if you want to reduce the size, you have created the scene as addressable, so you have to just turn off that thing. Hope you are getting my point. Okay, so we are clear here. And if you want to install the addressable, so what you have to do, you have to go on the package manager, go in the registry, and here you will get the addressables. Here is for addressable for Android. You have to not install this one because it is very older version. So you have to install addressable. Whenever you will complete the installation, here you have to go on the window, asset management, addressable, and here you will get the groups. And whenever you will get groups, so here you have to align everything. So here what I have done, I have added this prefab. And where is the prefab? So here you will get the prefab furniture. So I have make this 4 3D object as a addressable. So whenever you will make the addressable, it will go by default, means it will go in the default. And here you can see I have the scene, that is the addressable scene. It is also from asset. So I have taken in the default everything. And whenever you follow my playlist, I have shared a lot about it, that if you want to create the scene group, so you can do the scene group. If you want to create the group of furniture, so you can create the furniture group. So it depend on you. But if you are going to do in the default, so everything will be downloaded in the default. If you are going to create another group, so that will be another addressable, and that thing you have to download separately. So what should be the right way? The right way should be you create the group for everything. Like if you have 10 scenes, so for 10 scene you have to create the group. And means it is a logical decision, it is the requirement of the application that which thing is suiting for your application. But in most of cases that you should create that separately, so that you can download this separately. That will not take very much time. But if you are putting everything in the single group, so it will take lots of time to download. It depends on the how much MB it is taking to create the build. Okay, so make sure you have done this thing. And one very important thing, you have to click here, and here you will come here, and make sure that build and load path. So here is the third thing, you have to choose remote. And whenever you will choose remote, it will be show some different thing. So what you have to do, just inspect top, and whenever you will click here, so here you have to choose build remote catalog. So you have to always enable this one, otherwise it will not work. So that is the first choice. And then here you have to choose build and load path. So whenever you are going to load from remote, so you have to always choose remote. And one very important thing, if you have created the addressable, So it is not compulsory that you upload the everything on the remote. It is your choice that if you have created something 3D asset as well as your scene, so few things you can do the locally, but that will be the addressable, and a few things you can put on the remote. So addressable is one way to load from the remote, but another way to optimize the memory utilization. So in many cases some people and some developers do like a few things, they keep few addressable, they keep locally and then they load. So it's depend on that you are creating the group, on the basis of that you have to choose. So make sure that if it is loading from the remote, so you have to do the remote, but in some cases if you are loading from the locally, so at that time you have to do the locally. Okay, and whenever you are clicking here, so just go on the manage profile, and in manage profile many of us get confused, so you have to always be careful here. Like in some Unity version you will get the remote and local, sometime local will be on the top, remote will be on the bottom. So we have to not make any changes on the local, it will be built in, there is no any issue with it. And what is the build target? Here you can see there is also build target. So build target comes from whatever your active build type is. Like whenever I'm clicking window R, a window, you can say B, so here you can see active is Android, so build target means it is the Android. Whenever I will be on the Windows, it will be the Windows. So it's depend on that on which platform we are now. Okay, so just go on the manage, and here you can see we have to not play around the local. Whenever you are seeing the remote, so there you have to go there, there is a built-in cloud content that is from the Unity. So if you want to work with the under the umbrella of Unity, so you can use this one. Otherwise you should choose the custom. I have chosen the custom, and remove remote dot build path, so you have to not change anything, but remote dot load path, so here you have to pass your link, and link will be like this one, and after whatever you are creating the Android, Windows, something will here will be your S3 bucket, or maybe it is the Google Cloud. So here is the name of that bucket. So let me show you that how you can grab that link. So here I have opened my S3. Here you can see that this is the bucket, and here I have created the addressable nested. Okay, so you have to create this S3 and make sure that it is the public. And how you can make the public? So whenever you are clicking here, you have to go on the permission, and in permission whenever you are going to edit, so here is the block all public access, you have to turn off. So it is turn off, great. And after this you have to use bucket policy. So here I have added the bucket policy. If you want to copy, you can do the copy or take the screenshot, put on the ChatGPT, it will give you. But if you don't want, just do the edit. Here you will be click on the policy generator, so it will create another window. There you have to choose, and then it will give the this value. You can watch the tutorial, they will explain properly. After that you can put here window, Android, iOS, whatever I share with you. So currently we are on the Android, so I have to choose the Android, and basically we have to I have created the build. Let me show you that how it is looking. So here you can see, and how you can go there. So let me show you also that thing. I will share with you that how you can create the build. There is lots of things I have to explain, so just take your time please. So in Explorer, and after the asset, here you can see server data. So if you have created for Android, so here is the Android build. Whenever you will create the window, it will be window. So you have to take this folder, you have to upload here. How you can get the link? So there I am going to share you a very important thing, that before creating the addressable build, I will share with you that how you can create. Before creating the addressable build, you should upload anything, any image or any file, so that you can grab the link. So let's suppose I have uploaded this one, I want to get the link of this bucket. So here object URL, so we need this object URL, and you can also paste here so that you can check that it is the public or not. So it is getting started, downloaded, so it is means it is public. So we need this URL, and then you can paste here, and after that you have to remove everything from here. You have to choose before the Android. So I have taken this thing, and Android or target platform will come on the basis of build target, and then I have to use this link to pass here, like on the manage profile. So where I pass is the manage profile, Android will come from here. So this is the important thing on the link. Okay, great. Now I'm going to share with you a very important thing. If you want to check the locally, like sometimes you don't want to always load from the addressable, because if locally you are going to load from the remote, so it will get ping in the Android. So you choose the use asset database. So that's a great thing you have to choose. So in this case it will not load from the remote, it will load from the your locally build. And whenever you are going to deploy on the server or releasing the build, so you have to use existing build. So this will be the use existing build, and whenever you will run here it will show the ping, but whenever you will run in the actual device, so it will show the proper build. I will show you both, so don't worry about it. And how you have to create the build. So here on the build you can choose the new build and then default build. And if you have created one build and you have uploaded on the S3, in next time you can do update of previous build. So whatever will be, you have to upload on the S3 server. So this is the way to upload the build. Sometimes you can clear all the caches you want to create the new build. So most of time new build is our responsibility to create, but if you have uploaded that one, so in that case you have to use. And one thing very important, that whenever you are making the addressable assets change, so update a previous build work, but if you have make changes in the script, so update a previous build will not work. So you have to always remember this. You can play around your test cases. Okay, great. So I created the build and uploaded on the server. So let me show with you that use asset data, and this is my first scene. I will explain one by one. And there is another scene, that is the scene, and that is the addressable scene. So it will be get loaded. So just click here. So here you can see we just loaded in a very frequent way. It does not take time. And on the T button, so in the keyword, whenever I will click on the T, so here you can see we are getting 3D objects. Okay, so this thing I had created the 3D objects load from the addressable. So this thing is getting loaded from the addressable. So this is I loaded locally, and whenever I want to check that it is coming from the remote, so it will come the ping, because it is coming from the there and we are not on the actual device. So just click on the load. So it is you can see it is getting downloaded, and currently it was in the cache. So in last part I told you that how you can clear the cache. I will show you again. So here you can see it is coming from the remote, that's why it is pink. And whenever I will click on the T button, so here you can see there is no any object, but whenever I will click on the T, so here you can see there's object we got in the scene. Everything is working perfectly. You can run on the actual device. So this is the addressable scene which is loading, and this is the our first scene that you will get in the here. So let me show you on the first scene. I have edit scene addressable, and here we have the slider. Here we have the percent text, like whatever it is saying that how much we have downloaded, and here is the addressable scene, like whatever scene you want. So let me show you the basic code so that you know what we have done. So we have taken all the references here. Here you can see I have commented the code, that is the cache.clear cache. So whenever it will get downloaded, so it is not clear the cache. So if you want to clear the cache, so you have to use this line of code. And here you can see I have passed the addressable scene name. This method is trying to see the what is the name, and then it is loading the scene asynchronously, and this is the scene mode, single mode, and this thing is checking that how much scene have been downloaded. So this thing we are presenting in the UI. So that is for the scene loading is addressable. And whenever we are going in another scene, that is the scene. So here I have added one more script, that is the 3D asset download, and here we have taken the slider percentage same, and here we have added the addressable object. So we have passed the name from here, that is the chair, office, desk, but is a addressable object I have taken here, so that thing is here. And whenever you want to instantiate, so at that time we have taken the position, so this is the chair office position, this is the rotation, this is the scale. So it's depend on you that on which position you want to instantiate. So this is the, you can say, hard coded. If you want to do anything at a runtime, so you can do, there is no any issue with it, but this is the concept, so you have to understand this one. So let me show you some code. And in code you can see this is from the namespace nested mango, and here we have taken all the references like position, rotation, object, scale. Okay, great. And here is the asset objects. So basically you can give the direct reference or name, so there is no any issue with it. And then on the T button we are trying to load our remotely. Here you can see that is the object, position, rotation, scale. So you can pass all this of thing, but if you don't want, so I think we need the position and rotation, other thing we don't require. But in case it depend on you that what is your current requirement. Okay, so this is trying to load the 3D assets. Okay, so if you want to copy, so you can do the copy, or you want to grab the project, so you can grab the project from my Patreon page, and it really helped me to just create tutorials for you. So this is for how much percentage it have been downloaded, and this is the code that how it is loading the addressable. Okay, great. So hope you got the idea that how it is working, and it is on the Unity 6 LTS, so enjoy. And if you are facing any issue, so you can reach out to me on my Discord channel, as well as you can reach out to me on my Patreon page or on the LinkedIn, or you can also let me know in the comment box. So thanks for watching, have a good day, see you in next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.